All right, dude, we are live. What's up, guys? This is Dem Keys, and today we're doing something a little different. Um, we're going back to working on the VTuber app. Well, kind of both, working on the middleware app and the VTuber app, because I've done a bunch of work on the middleware app, and it's close to being done. Even today, before the stream, I've spent a bunch of time working on the middleware app to get it to um, a functioning state, and it's not completely there yet, but like it's testable. Let's say that it can be tested. I don't know if testable is a word. It is test ready, I think. It's ready for testing. So what I've done is I've opened up the VTuber app project in Unity that is in Cutane. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, sure. Go ahead and lurk. Lurkers are more than welcome here. So today we are carrying on working on the VTubing app and the middleware app. I have the Unity project open. I also have the middleware app C# uh, console project open. I think that's in the top right. No, that's in the bottom left, and in the top right is the code for the VTubing app, because there's some changes I'm going to need to make in there as well. And for the sake of not overloading my system, I there's not going to be any music, because I would have to open a browser for that, and load up some music, and the browser would then eat up resources. It's not like the browser would be super heavy. It's just that I have so much other stuff running that my system would start misbehaving, because I'm streaming. I have Unity open, or I should say I have the Unity project open. I have one VS Code window, a second VS Code window, and my own VTuber app running. All this together is gonna cause some performance issues, so I didn't want to add on an extra load to the system. Okay, so what I want to test, let me go over some of the changes that I've made since, I don't know, since yesterday. Did I stream yesterday? I think I streamed yesterday. Yeah, I think I streamed yesterday. Some changes that I've made since yesterday. Um, so I wrote out the code for forming the raw message. Actually, I wrote out the code for packaging the chat message and the redeem message. I also wrote out the code for forming those messages into, or packaging those messages into a raw message. And there's the networking code is here, which is mainly just going to send the data. All of the other work is pretty much done. I did what little performance optimization I could do. And yeah, the networking side of it is pretty much ready. Now we just need to test it. I need to make some changes in the Unity project, in the VTuber app code, to make sure that it's accepting these messages. It should be as simple as adding new events here. I'd completely forgotten about this. I'm kind of proud of what I set up here. So the way that I set this up is like I have a bunch of events here, and I have this dictionary. So in the dictionary, I have and I have a bunch of the key value pairs, and in each of the pairs, the key is an event name, and the value is the event itself. So Each time we receive a message, it's going to contain some kind of event. It's meant to fire some kind of event. So when it finds an event name, well, okay, that's not entirely true. It's not necessary that every single message is meant to fire some kind of event, but like I'm firing some kind of event with each message, and it's going to be one of these events. So depending on which event it is, it's going to fire the appropriate event. It's going to be one of these enums, I should say. It's going to be one of the variants. And depending on which variant it is, it's going to fire the respective event. So whenever I want to add a new event here, actually, was this for something specific? Yeah, we can say on chat message received and on channel point. Yeah. Okay. So this is just a messaging system. It's just supposed to receive the message event and the channel point redeem event. So we're gonna do public static event message handler. Chat message. What was hold on, I'm trying to remember how I had set this up. Because the idea is we receive a message and then we decode the message depending on what kind of message it is. And I believe we find out the message from the magic. We find out the type of the message from the magic number. Yes. Okay. Yep. True. So we find out the message from the magic number, and then we. How do I want to go about this? Because like these events have to be hooked into, and they're public static so that I can hook into them from the outside. Should I just create something like, okay, on chat message received? And then another one would be, okay, this is way too much to type. Another one would be, holy shit, this is going to be long. On, holy shit. On channel point, redeem message. No. What should I call it? On channel point reward redeemed. Yeah, on channel point reward redeemed. All right, so we have these. And here I need to add two more, which is on. I'm trying to think like, okay, so what is the idea? We get the message, right? We get the raw message. The message is going to have a magic number which mentions whether it's a chat message or it's a channel point redeem message. And depending on which one it is, we dispatch this data. We dispatch an event. We have to invoke an event so that we can pass the data to that event, right? And then from the outside, we can hook into these events. Yes, okay, so then I can create a chat system. I can create a separate chat system and a channel point reward system that are gonna hook into this event, into each of these events, and do something whenever the thing is invoked, whenever the event is fired. So should I have on, yeah, okay, I need to add new things here. So it's on chat message received. And then, oh, actually I need to add it to the enum as well. I just realized that. And because I'm adding it to the enum, I need to Give me a second. On channel point reward redeem. Okay, there it is. Because I'm doing it here, I need to also update the data over here in DVT, because I'm trying to make sure that I have an up-to-date list of all of the possible events. And I'm glad that I remembered to do it this time. Right, so we have the list of events. Event list for programming convenience. I think this is it. Oh God, holy shit, what did I just do? Okay, I should just replace this. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I actually forgot to add pride hearts in there. You know what? Now I can actually make, the thing dynamic. Now pride hearts will be truly dynamic. And then I can get rid of the Twitch integration code. I think the Twitch integration code is going to be running, so maybe I should make a change there as well to make sure it doesn't. Give me a second. Wait, is this thing still running? No. Okay. All right. What are we doing? So we have the events. The events are gonna fire. Actually, no, we don't have the events. Hold up. On chat message received, and then on channel point reward redeemed. Actually, it should be, like, for the sake of keeping the naming convention similar to on chat message received, I think it should be on channel point reward redemption message received. But that's going to be so long. Like, imagine this: on channel point reward redemption. Hold on. Don't complete the thing for me. On channel point reward redemption message received. This is a fucking sentence. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's not do that. What was it? On channel point reward redeemed. Yeah, that's it. We stop at that, right? Okay, so in here, what we want to do is we check if the first byte so the first byte in the raw message is our magic number. And I think I can just follow whatever I was doing in whatever I was doing here. Basically, just follow this. I would just need to follow this, but pass in chat message received instead. And over here, I would need to pass in channel point reward redeemed. Yep. That's that. Oh, yeah. I should probably also. Oh, you know what? Yeah, let's do this. So let's do debug.log. Chat message received. We're not gonna print anything. We're not gonna print any of the messages, but we're just gonna make sure we are getting some data. What is it? Channel point. Yeah, channel point reward redeemed. So it can be anything, but as long as we get that data, as long as Unity tells us that, yes, so-and-so thing has been received, we'll know that the system is working. Now, while that is loading, while Unity is doing its loading thing, dude, I'm so tempted to start a new game dev project. A couple of weeks back, when I was drunk, I got an idea for a game project. and I'm super, super tempted to start working on that. Like, really tempted. It's just that I have so many other things that I'm doing. I don't know if I'm going to be able to commit my time to that. So I mean, we'll see, because I still need to carry on my PyTorch studies. I kind of have that flame lit up. I don't want the flame to die out, so to speak. That's why I want to finish the middleware thing quickly and get back to deep learning. Also, some good news. Yesterday, I decided to open up Blender again because dude, I really miss sculpting. I used to do a lot of sculpting, and I missed sculpting. So I was like, let's open up Blender. I haven't touched it in maybe a year, I would say. I mean, I might have opened it once or twice, but like, that's about it. I haven't done any proper sculpting work in like a year. Maybe 2 years, I don't know. And since then, there's been there's been updates. So yesterday I went back and looked at the release logs for each of the updates, just so I can like catch up and see what's, because like I'm mostly interested in the sculpting side of Blender. There's a lot that you can do with Blender, not just sculpting, but I'm mainly interested in the sculpting side, and I want to also refresh my knowledge on baking textures, baking stuff like normal maps, and what else? Assets. Because they have like an asset library thing, an asset catalog kind of thing. They had a thing where you can convert something into an asset, and then you can reuse that asset in multiple projects. There's a certain way to go about doing it. I just need to refresh my knowledge of all of that. So maybe tomorrow's stream might be a Blender stream. If I do stream tomorrow, it might be a Blender stream. I might do a mute stream. I was supposed to do a mute stream today as well. It's just that I got kind of sucked into, like, too sucked into uh, working on the project, working on the middleware app, that I just forgot to stream. Fortunately, I'm now doing both mute streams and talking streams, so if I miss one, I can still catch the other one. Does that make sense? I can still catch the other. I'm the one doing it. Anyways, yeah, if I miss one, I can still do the other one. But yeah, I wanna get back into doing sculpting in Blender, just for fun, nothing serious. It's just that I like sculpting in Blender, and I want to refresh my knowledge of baking textures in Blender, because there was a certain workflow that you would have to follow. And it how do I explain this? It requires understanding certain things about how Blender works when it comes to those specific things. It's like, you go into one window, or one set of, you go into, I forgot what it's called. You go into one workspace and you set something, and then you can go into the other workspace and expect the thing to be there. I'm not explaining this well at all. It's just, it's not the most straightforward thing to do. So it's important to remember the workflow, or at the very least, I need to keep up my practice of doing it, so that I can remember that, oh yeah, this is how you bake a normal map, or just a regular texture, or whatever. So yeah, I want to refresh my knowledge on that as well. But I'm really excited to get back into Blender, especially since the addition of VDM brushes, and with Blender 4.2, they've fully integrated it into Blender. You still need to add it as like an add-on, but it's integrated into Blender, and you can enable the add-on, and you'll have the tools right there. Previously, you had to there was like a different project that you had to do it in. So, but this was like a while back. So I'm giving very old information. I don't know exactly when they integrated it in, but yeah, there's support for VDM brushes now. You can create your own VDM brushes and use them in sculpting. They allow you to do something much more complex than the regular brushes. So for example, you can actually build complex shapes. Like if you have a character and you're trying to give it horns, or trying to draw different types of ears, or different types of noses and stuff, you can actually have like preset VDM brushes for those things, and then you can easily like spawn in a nose and do whatever finishing touches or adjustments you need. So it's like a huge time saver. It improves your workflow greatly. You can like build a bunch of your own VDM brushes for your own purpose, and improve your workflow and speed up your workflow greatly. So I want to get into all of that stuff as well. I'm excited. I need to go back and just remember how I had done the normal map baking thing. Because there was a specific way to go about it. You would have to make like a high res version of the model, and then generate the normal map out of that, and then you could apply it to a low res version of the model. I need to go back and like find the resources and just somehow remember. Actually, I won't need to remember it. It's just it needs to come back to me, and it's going to come back to me once I read all of that information again that I knew once upon a time. But yeah, anyways, I'm excited to get back into doing Blender, and it's mostly going to be mute streams. If I do Blender streams, just random Blender sculpting streams, they'll mostly be mute streams where I'm doing, simple sculpts. Something else that I could do, and this was something I was suggesting to my friend Oz on her stream, because she was doing drawing stuff, right? And they were discussing about how long it takes her to draw something, or her experience with drawing, and how good she is at drawing, like what's her level in terms of art skill. um and so I gave the idea that, if you want to improve your if you want to improve your skills, just do daily doodles, do daily like sketches. Pick something simple and just make a sketch. The whole idea there is not to make a finished art piece. The idea is to just draw something. And because you're doing something, you're going to get practice and you're going to get more experience, right? So I was giving this advice to her on doing 2D art, but like the same thing applies to 3D as well. Like I could follow that advice as well. I should actually follow that advice as well. I give that same advice for programming as well, for coding as well. Like if you're getting into game dev, or if you're getting into like regular coding and stuff, just make dumb shit. Just 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 make stuff for the sake of making something, and do lots and lots of dumb shit like that. It sounds weird saying make dumb shit, but like, no, dude, make dumb shit. Make lots and lots of dumb shit, because that dumb shit that you make, it's going to teach you a lot. It's going to give you experience. It's going to give you knowledge. It's going to give you practical knowledge and experience that no tutorial can give you, no teacher can give you. So even though you're just making dumb shit that you're going to scrap later on, it keeps up your practice. And that's kind of what I want to do with my sculpting thing as well. Just keep up the practice. So aside from, okay, so there's two ways that I can think of that I can go about this. One, I could do mute streams, separate mute streams daily, where I'm just doing my daily sculpting doodle, right? That can be a separate art stream. Or at the end of my usual talking streams, I could do a sculpting stream, or well, I could do a simple sculpt at the end of the sculpting stream. The thing is, by the end of my usual streams, I'm also a little bit tired. Um, and I'm not exactly the most relaxed at that time. Um, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not really the most like relaxed and comfortable after I've been streaming for a while, and I need to like just relax for a bit. So I don't know if that's the best time to be doing a sculpt because I'm not necessarily completely relaxed at that time. I feel like if I'm doing like a regular sketch or something, um, a regular sculpting doodle, then it has to be during a time when I'm like just relaxed. I'm just randomly starting up a sculpt. So maybe doing it at the end of my streams is not the best idea. Maybe I can keep the sculpting streams as their own separate streams, and they'll all be mute streams. I think that's a good idea. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Great. So we'll have a bit of variety in the content. As I mean, as it is, there is variety in the content that I'm doing because, I mean, there is variety, but like it's similar in the sense that I'm studying and building stuff, but like I'm usually studying a bunch of different things and building a bunch of different things. So there's variety in that sense. But this is going to be like something extra as well. I haven't done a sculpting stream in a while, so that should be fun. The last sculpting stream I remember doing was when I was trying to do, I forgot what it's called. I think it's called a fawn. Let me look it up. Fawn D&D. I'm trying to remember. I think it's called a fawn. Yeah. I think it's called a fawn. So I was doing a fawn bust. So just like the head and the head, the neck, and the upper portion of the chest. So like a little bit of the shoulders and then like a V going into the chest. So it wasn't even like the full chest. I think that's what I was doing. I think I could open that up. Maybe if I can find that right now, I could open it up, but I don't want to open it up right now. But yeah, okay. Anyways, so once I refreshed my knowledge of all of that stuff in Blender, I want to carry on doing like regular sculpts and stuff. And this time, when I refresh my knowledge on the normal map stuff, then maybe I'll write out a small Twitter thread for myself, just so I can come back to it and look at those instructions again. All right. What was I? Yes, I was gonna. There was a small change that I had to make over here. So here, the only thing that I have is this, right? Um, for the time being, this is the only field that the channel point redeem message class has, which is fine. It's just that I need something to package, if that makes sense. This is the middleware manager. Where am I trying to do this? In the reward system. Okay. So in the reward system, I need to call the middleware manager and pass in. Oh, wait, no, I need to create an MDL reward redeem channel. Yeah, MDN, fuck's sake. M this thing. I'm not going to try pronouncing it. I'm just not getting my words right now. This thing. MSG equals new Once that gets in, so that thing is initialized, then fine, and then we do string s equals JSON serial. Wait, no, I don't have to do the serialization myself. I mean, I'm doing it myself, but like I've set that up already in middleware manager. That is up here. Yeah, we just have to pass in the object. So I would just need to call middleware manager. Oh, by the way, I'm going to make this middleware manager, not this middleware manager, the entire middleware app open source, just so if anyone else can benefit from it, if anyone else wants to use it, then they can use it as well. I'll need to write out a tiny bit of documentation on it. I'm not going to spend like too much time doing it. It's just going to be like quick points here and there, because honestly, I don't know how many people are going to be using it, so I don't want to put too much effort into writing out the documentation. I'll write out enough information that I can remember how to use it. If I come back to it, maybe, you know, oh fuck, I missed the ad timer. Okay, so there'll be an ad starting in, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. But yeah, I want to write out enough information that if I come back to it a month later, or 6 months later, or even a year later, then I'm not stuck wondering how I'm supposed to use it. That's also why I'm trying to add comments wherever I can, just so I'll remember. Okay, so here I need to call middleware manager. Oh, I also used extension methods. I want to make a video on this because this is a feature that I feel like I don't use nearly enough. I could be using this because I find myself in situations where I have to write like helper methods every now and then. And quite often I would create a static class and then create a static method in that class, which takes in the data that I'm trying to process, and then it returns the data type that okay, there's the thank you for interrupting me, Twitch. There's an ad playing right now, so I'm going to take a bit of a hydration break, and I'll see you guys in 30 seconds. Oh, are we back? Yeah, okay. Welcome back. So, what was I doing? Yeah, I was talking about extension methods. So, like, usually what I would end up doing, because I don't remember extension methods, that's the problem. I forget that extension methods exist. And so what I end up doing is I'll create a static class and then create a static method that takes in the data that I'm trying to process and then processes it and returns whatever it's supposed to return, which is fine. But calling that method tends to be a little bit more verbose because I would have to type the class name and then the function name and then pass in the data. Instead, what I could do is I could turn it into an extension method, and then whatever that type is. So let's say this method takes in a byte array. So anytime I have a byte array, let's do it here. Where is it? Here. So anytime I have a byte array variable, let's say some byte array equals new byte array 5. Anytime I have this kind of a byte array, usually if I would not be if hold on, words. Let me formulate the sentence properly in my head. Usually, if I was not using extensions, I would end up making what I call a helper method, right? So that would be something like, that would be access, like middleware extensions dot byte array to string. And this takes in a byte array and it returns a string. So I would type string s equals this. Right now, instead of doing this, I could also do string s equals this dot byte array to string. This is the magic of extension methods. This is why extension methods are great. I mean, I'm sure there's much more complex use cases for it as well, but like this is why it's so convenient in my case, because I mean, this works as well. It's not like this doesn't work, but this is much less verbose. So I kind of like this. And it's useful in tons of different cases. Also, it's great for organization purposes, because if I was only using this method, then I would be associating byte array to string with this class, right? But because I've made it an extension method, I can now associate this method with a byte array. So I know that anytime I have a byte array, I can call this method on that byte array. So like there's a bit of a it's like a mental thing. There's a different way of thinking there. Okay. So what was I gonna do? In the middleware manager, we are receiving the thing and then serializing and packaging and all of that stuff. Oh yeah, I need to send the message. Right. Now, before I run this, I need to make sure. So we are doing this locally, and I need to make sure this is happening on. Oh yeah, yeah. What's the port number? I need to look at the port number. Hold on. Um, where is it? Here. I had set something up here to change the port number to be different based on whether we are running the program in the editor or if we are running the program as a standalone. Because that way I could avoid conflicts, and that way I could have a standalone app running and have this project running as well. So like anytime I'm testing it, there's not going to be a clash. I won't be sending the message to the wrong program. Okay, so this is supposed to be if it's Unity standalone and not Unity editor, then it's server port. Okay. If it's Unity editor, then it's server port +1. And what is the server thing? Server port is 9500. So I have to send it to 9501 over here. Okay, cool. Now all that's left to do is run this because I have the debug statements set up, right? You know what's interesting? As I was scrolling this thing, it occurred to me that this is hundreds of lines of code, but like I'm the one who made this, so I'm able to comfortably like jump between different sections, and I kind of know what each section does. Or even if I've forgotten, I just need to look at it and look at the comments, and it kind of just comes back to me. But if I was looking at somebody else's code, it would be kind of daunting to look at like so many lines of code and understand what's going on. It would take some time because like they did it in a different way based on how their mind works, and I've done it in a different way based on how my mind works. Oh, also, I made another change. This line right here reminded me. I made another change before starting the stream to this thing because like okay, the way that I have this set up, I have a send buffer, which is a byte array, and I've made it a 64K array. So, well, 65K, 65,535. I've made it a 64K byte array just so I can have a nice big array, just so I can have a nice big buffer, I mean. And what I do is anytime I want to write new data to the buffer, I zero out the buffer. So it's a byte array. So I can either reinitialize the variable or I can just copy new zero data into it. And I didn't want to reinitialize the array each time because I wasn't sure if that's going to eventually end up being, I didn't know if that was eventually going to end up causing issues with GC. So I was like, okay, let's do this instead. Let's just keep the array alive at all times and just keep copying data into it, because it's not the array that we are sending when we send well, how do I say this? It's not the array that we are passing into the send async method. Into the send async method, we pass in an array segment, and in the array segment, we tell it that, okay, we are trying to read from this send buffer, but we are trying to read this specific section. Like, we can specify what the section is, how many bytes we want to read. So we are not passing in the entire array. We are passing in the array segment, which knows how much data it's supposed to read. So I can make the buffer pretty big, and then I can pass in the array segment and tell it exactly how much data it needs to read. That means I don't need to reinitialize the send buffer. I can just zero out the buffer and repopulate it with data as need be. Now, in terms of zeroing out the buffer, yesterday I set up a thing where, well, I set up this zero buffer array, which is also 64K. And all I was doing is I was doing buffer.block copy. So it was just copying all the bytes from one array to another. But then I was wondering if array.clear would be faster. So I looked it up on Google, and somebody on Stack Overflow did like a benchmark. And apparently array.clear is faster than buffer.block copy. So I decided to go with array.clear instead. Otherwise, I was doing buffer.block copy, as you can see here. So I changed this thing to this. I have this in 2 other places as well. And for the time being, I haven't erased the code. I've just like just a second. I was supposed to zero out the data and then copy the message byte array. No, I'm not supposed to copy the message byte array. I'm supposed to copy the raw message byte array, because the raw message byte array contains the payload, which contains the message byte array as well. Yeah, for a second there, I was like, okay, I've commented out 2 lines here. Should I only have done 1? But no, yeah, I did correct, because like I'm in both the functions. Like, both the functions do pretty much the same thing: send chat message and what's the other one? Send channel point redeem message. They do pretty much the same thing, where they receive the object, serialize that into a JSON string, convert that string into a byte array, and then construct a raw message byte array out of that other byte array, and then copy that entire raw message into the send buffer. And before copying it into the send buffer, we zero out the send buffer. Okay. And yeah, this is that section that I was talking about, where we actually it's here and up here as well, because like I said, both the methods do the same thing. So yeah, here we reinitialize the array segment, and we tell it that we want it to point to the send buffer and start reading at 0 and read these many bytes. So that's how we are telling it that, yeah, this is how much of the send buffer we want to read. We're not reading all 64K, and usually the messages that I'm going to be sending are not going to be crossing, at least like I'm assuming they're not going to be crossing even 1K, to be honest. I don't think they're going to be crossing even 1K. Maybe it might cross 1K if there's like an entire 500 character message where every single character is a 4-byte Unicode character. Then yeah, maybe we can test that out. But that's like an extreme case, and even in that case, it's never going to cross 10K. So I don't think I need to worry about that. Okay, so we should be good now. The only thing we need to do here is call or well, create the task. That'll start executing this task which is an async task, and once it reaches await, it's gonna return back here. Maybe I should add yeah, maybe I should do that. So let's add a line here. It's gonna spam the terminal, the console window, but like for the time being I can let it go. Sending data, and then here data sent. Because this is await, so it's never gonna get here until the data has been sent. Okay, we should be good now. So now I can run this, and I think the other one is also running, right? I should disable whatever the Twitch system was. I don't remember what all I connected this system to. For the time being, I can just disable this so it doesn't run. Oh, I think the Twitch system is also integrated with the UI. I can't remember what I connected it to. But yeah, let's run this. So we need to have the server running, and then I'll run the. Actually, no, I don't need to. Well, I need to make sure that the server is running when I do this, but yeah, let's run this. Did I disable that raw message thing? Because that's gonna spam as well. I don't think I disabled it. Right. What? Right. So what are we trying to do? Okay, yeah, this thing is running. I need to wait for. So the app is running in Unity, and I also just noticed that it got green screened. So yeah, it's running in Unity. I'm waiting for the chat system and the reward system to start up. So the app itself is starting up here. I'm waiting for this to start up. Once it starts up, then I'll drop a command in the chat, and probably a redemption as well. And then we just need to see what. Sorry, lost my train of thought. We need to see whether the debug messages come through or not. So let's open up the console window here. Actually, I'm curious about this. While that's getting started, I can probably look at communication. Twitch integration, generate token. Oh, you know what? I'm going to need to comment out all of this. Yeah, because we don't need this. We don't need this anymore. Check, 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 check. Wow, that's a fucking delay, dude. Holy shit. Oh god, I wasn't supposed to stop running it. Okay, it's fine. We can run it again. Okay, is the thing running? Yes, it's running. Great. So, what we're gonna do is wait, is this running? Okay, I clicked the wrong thing. Right, this is running as well. Okay. So, I'm gonna type in a command. It did not respond. Oh, hold on. Wait, yeah, no, I'm not so for a second there I was like, dude, hold up. Am I supposed to connect first? Because no, I don't need to. It's stuck at sending data. Uh Well, I don't think the program is stuck though, because it did the async thing, right? So it stepped out, it returned control back to this function, or this function, I think. Yeah, it returned control back to this function so that it can exit out. Oh, wait. Uh, I never called init. I just realized that I never called init. I need to quit this. Fortunately, thanks to the async stuff, it worked. But yeah, I never called init. Was it how was it gonna work if I never called init? Yeah, I don't get it. How is it gonna work if I never called init? I also never initialized the local EP variable. What was it? Okay, I don't know. All right, so we should initialize this middleware manager.init. Dude, I should probably also implement some cleanup code, because if I don't close the socket properly, I think it's going to cause issues during the next run where the endpoint is not going to be properly freed for the next, I don't know, couple of seconds or minutes, and then I'm going to have to wait until the system manages to like free it up. I've had that issue happen. Okay, let's try this now. All right, data sent. Okay, something happened here. So data received. I'm guessing data was received. Let's try that again. Let's try that again. Hold on. Right. Okay. It responded. So some data was received. We need to find out what's the problem. Give me a second. So the issue is an update in line 82. Messaging system, line 82. So we're up. Wait, no, it goes further than that. There's an issue. It. I'm pretty sure the issue is occurring during parsing. Yes, the issue is occurring during parsing. In the message system. In actually not just parsing. There's something else, isn't there? Line 50 something and line 180. Okay, hold up. So let's look at line 180. That is this. Okay. It's saying here that, wait, back up. What data did it send? Okay, also what is at line 50? Oh, I think it wasn't line 50, it was line 50 something. So maybe it was line 58 because this is a chat message. So we are trying to call, we are trying to fire this event, which is here. And this takes in message bytes, which is the raw message, right? On message received. Okay. Okay. Here's the thing. I don't think I need message event name because there is no, like, what am I trying to do? Oh, I think I know the issue. There's nothing connected to this. Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay. Let me try to read this. I think the issue is that there's nothing connected to the event. That's the problem. There's nothing connected to the event. I'm pretty sure the code is running, right? So if I, okay, let's close this. Let's move this up here and move this up here as well. I think it's because there's nothing connected to either of these events so far. That's why it's throwing the error. So, okay, here's the thing. What am I trying to do here? Like, I think one of the reasons I had added body pose message as an event. Oh, so it's an event from the point of view of the VTuber app. The VTuber app sees it as an event, and that's the event that we are trying to fire. It's not a list of, it's not like, how do I say this? It's not necessary. I need a way to note this down because this thing, I feel like I'm gonna have this confusion again later on because, okay, what I've done here, message event names, where is it? What I've done here, each of these events does something, right? But these are events from the point of view of the VTuber app, which is this app, right? They are events according to this app. Depending on what kind of message I'm receiving, there may or may not be an event mentioned in there. If there is an event mentioned in there, like in the case of switch to fly cam or switch to orbit cam or change camera or toggle fly mode, then it's gonna read that event and then dispatch the relevant event accordingly. But in the case of something like receiving the body pose message, there's not going to be an event, but like receiving the body pose message itself is an event. So that's the event that we are firing. So I need to find a way to write this down. I need to, okay, hold up. Let me save this and do the loading thing in Unity. Is the loading thing done already? I'm not sure. I think it's done. I think it's done. So it's going to throw an error again, but I need to see the message first. Right. There's the message. Chat message received. Let's also redeem this. All right. Channel point reward redeem. So both of those work. We just need to connect something to these events, and then we should have a functional middleware system. Actually, no, we have a functional middleware system. I need to write a dev note here. So this is going to be, I don't know, it's going to sound like a story. These events are events from the POV of the VTuber app. Not every received message is gonna contain an event name, or a message event name. For example, stuff like switch to flycam 01. Actually, wait, no, I just realized. No, okay, so switch to flycam and orbit cam and change camera and all that, they are usually going to be wrapped into they're usually going to be wrapped. Okay, yeah, I should write it out like that. Stuff like switch to flycam, switch to orbit cam 01, etc. will usually be wrapped into a dvt-mp message or dvt-mp message packed message. But in the case of stuff like body pose, no, receive body pose message. You know, maybe I could make a maybe I could make the naming convention standard here. So if it's something that's being received from nah, I feel like I'm not gonna remember the standard and then it's just gonna go back to being messy. So let's just leave it messy. But in the case of stuff like receive body pose message, on chat message received, etc., these are their own separate types of messages. But from the POV of the vtuber app, these are events, or these are connected to individual events. I have no idea if this is gonna be a good explanation later on, like in the long run, if I'm gonna remember this, but like, okay, it's fine. Okay, so now what I need to do is connect this to something, right? So, oh yes, I need to write a chat system and I need to write a channel point redeem system, because that way I can like separate them. It's not going to be like the chat system and the channel point redeem system. They're not going to be the message system's problem. They are going to be their own separate problems. As weird as that sounds. Yeah, yeah, they're going to be their own separate thing. So great, we have a working middleware thing now. I need to sit down and go through all of, hold on, let me save this. I need to sit down and go through all of the hold on. Yeah, I need to sit down and go through all of the stuff that's available in this data. So when a message is received, then what kind of data is available, and what, more importantly, what kind of data I need to send. So in the case of MDL chat message, I looked at all of the fields that were provided and I felt like these were the fields that I needed. And even out of this list, there's like, I don't need all of it. I'm just doing it as like a future proofing kind of thing. Like in the future, maybe I might need some of these, the main thing with chat messages right now I that I need is the display name, the user ID, the username, and of course the message itself. And then there's extra stuff like color hex for the color, and ID of the message itself, which I'm not sure what situations I'm going to be using that in, but I've added it in there just in case I might need it in the future. And then there's a TMI sent TS. This is the time that the message was sent, and it's going to be in like a specific format. I can definitely use like that timing thing. I don't have like an immediate use for it, but like there's no harm in adding it. It's just a few extra characters, right? Also, I ran into a similar issue. Well, I didn't run into the issue, but like um I saw something similar to uh what Oz ran into when she was using Owl's plugin, Owl's chat plugin. Um, so Owl wrote her own what do you call it? Her own like Twitch API thing to pull Twitch data, and then based on that, she also made a thing for getting chat specific data. And when Oz was using that, she ran into an issue where the color was not showing up for people who have not set their color. Initially, she wasn't sure what the issue was, but then I think somebody else mentioned it in the chat that. So, okay, funny enough, the issue occurred with my name because I haven't set a specific color, and so my color kind of like changes. But other people who had set their color, for them the color was showing up. And I looked over here. Where is it? Is it in chat system? So it actually mentions it here. e.chatMessage.color hex, in big fucking block letters. It mentions this can be null if the viewer hasn't set the color. I found that funny. But yeah, okay. So I need to create all the fields for the redeem message thing, the redeem message class. I still haven't figured out all of the data that I need for reward redemptions, but I mean, at this point, it's just me needing to add the fields, and whatever fields I add, they will get. Oh yeah, they also have to be populated. So in the reward system, uh, I'll need to write a bit of code to populate the fields of this object, and then this object would then be passed into the channel point redeem message or send channel point redeem message function. Okay, so what more? Because I don't wanna do any changes in the VTuber app right now. I could try. The thing is, I don't want to add new files right now while I'm streaming, because when I add a new file, when I add a new script to the project, it does like a whole reloading thing, and that kind of slows things down. How do I want to go about this? Because like each file that I create, it's gonna cause like that bit of lag. And each file that I create, I'm going to need to decide, because I'm using assembly definition files in the project to sort of um, divide up the recompilation, if that makes sense. So like anytime there's a change in a file that belongs to a specific. Oh hell yeah, Sama, welcome to the stream, dude. How are you doing? Yes, hydration reminder. Thank you for the hydration reminder. Dude, okay, hold up. So now that you are here, Actually, no. This is gonna have to wait for the next time that you're here. But I've set up a thing. I've been working on the tech for receiving chat messages. I can show it to you here in. You should be able to see it in. Hold on. Okay, I'm seeing a bunch of your stuff. You just started firing off. I like that. Okay, where, yeah, here. So I've set this thing up. So this is like getting all of the data. I can remove both of those things, both of those lines, which are saying sending data and data sent, because I know that the data is going to be sent. And now I, oh, look at that. So I don't know if you're able to read it, but it mentions here chaos. So I've set it up so that anytime, anytime anyone drops a command in, it's gonna grab that and then it's gonna send that over to the VTuber app. And now that I have this thing set up and working, I need to set up a chat system and a reward redemption system in the VTuber app, and then I should be able to set up stuff like giving you a custom command where you can type chaos and like winged Doritos will fly across the screen, or like there'll be multiple wings and multiple Doritos flying across. I'll see how I want to set that thing up. I could maybe have it like bouncing around on the screen. That would be interesting. But yeah, how are you doing, dude? Also, yeah, thank you for the all of those the hydration reminder and the posture check and all. Give me a second. Let me do all of that. All right. So what I could do is I've set up the Twitch integration system, right? Oh, wait, why is it picking up the messages that are not commands? It's not supposed to pick up messages that are not. Wait, how have I set this up? I can't remember that. Let me go look at the chat system. Oh, it prints the message regardless, but it only sends the message over to the VTuber app if it's a command. Okay. All right. That makes sense. Okay. Um, right. So I can, let me take a, oh shit, it's gonna do the loading thing now. I was about to say, let me take a look at the, the scripts that I've set up and see which assembly definition I can fit this into. I think I made a separate assembly definition for, oh wait, I could look at the folder structure, right? In this. Okay, so here I have um I have ASM, I have channel rewards, I have, where's the Twitch integration? Okay, the Twitch integration system is part of like um it's part of like the main assembly. Maybe I could make a second. No, what should I make? Yeah, okay, fine. Channel rewards can be part of its own. Though I feel like I can mix channel rewards and chat into one thing. So it can be channel rewards and chat assembly definition. So I would have to rename the definition, but do I have to like include anything in here? I don't think I need to, right? I think we are good. I don't think I need to include anything. Is that done? Is that done load? Nope, it's not done loading. Okay. Alternatively, I could, oh wait, I think it's done loading. Right. So let's go take a look at the scripts. Under scripts, we have ASM01, and we have our regular assembly definition thing here. Right, so this is the main thing. So whenever I have like systems that I'm building, I make them a part of this. That being said, I wonder if the chat system and the reward system should be a part of this or be their own separate thing. Because I made the Twitch integration system part of this, but then I created a separate thing for channel point rewards because the rewards themselves are not necessarily those scripts aren't necessarily processing, the data. Well, no, those scripts are not what are processing the, how do I even say this? They are not what's getting the unprocessed message. They're getting the processed data, but that was with the Twitch integration plugin. Now that I'm using my own thing, I'm giving it unprocessed data. Let's call it unprocessed data, which has to then be processed by a system in this project. So I need to write a chat system that's going to process the chat messages and write a rewards system that's going to process the rewards messages. And then it's going to fire the relevant events. I'll also need to write some documentation on how to work with the chat and the reward system so that way I can set up custom commands and set up custom rewards very easily. So the good thing about having the good thing about the way that I've structured the middleware app is I can share this with anyone and then they can use it for their own purposes because nothing in the middleware app is specific to my VTubing app. Like, I mean, sure, the fields that I've chosen for the chat message type and for the channel point redeem message type, the fields that I've chosen are specific to my use case, but anyone can change those fields to anything else if they want. The way that I've set it up is it's basically receiving a chat message and it's receiving a channel point redemption message, and then it's passing that on. It's processing that and packaging it up into a raw message and then passing that onto the VTuber app. So if somebody else wanted to use this middleware app for something else, they could very easily use it as long as they were following my raw message format, which isn't that hard to follow because it's just a byte array with a magic number. And oh yeah, they would have to know about the magic number as well. Yeah, I forgot about that. They can change it though. They can change it to whatever they want. They would have to make like a slight change in the format, but yeah, it's basically just the magic number and then 4 bytes for the payload size so that they know how much of the data they're supposed to read. And then we have the payload, so they can then process that whole thing, which is basically what I'm going to be doing here. That's why I need to write the chat system and the reward system, and like each of their individual like events that they're gonna fire, and I can have separate scripts that are going to hook into each of these systems events. Pride Hearts is definitely one of them that's going to hook into this. So chat system, what should I make that a part of? Should I make that a part of this? Or should I make that a part of this? I wonder if okay, so if there's a change in one of these scripts, and like because these are part of this bigger scripts folder, I wonder if it's going to cause like everything to recompile, including all of these folders. That would kind of suck. I guess we can find out. Okay, you know what? Let's follow the convention. Let's put the chat system. What should I call it? Twitch chat system and then Twitch rewards system. I think Twitch is kind of like unnecessary to mention there because like I know it's on Twitch. Yeah, I feel like Twitch would be unnecessary to mention there. Just saying chat system and saying channel point reward system would work. So let's say chat system. And that's going to cause like a whole reload thing. Oh, you know what? While that's reloading, I think I can go into... Actually, wait, no, I need to see what all gets recompiled here. I think I'll find it. Wait, you guys can't see it. Hold up. It seems like the recompilation is not that bad. I don't want to jinx it, but... All right, I think we might be good. Yep, I think we might be good. And oh yeah, so the thing is doing its little there's like a dial kind of thing that, you know, like a loading thing that runs in the bottom right. I don't know if that's noticeable on stream or if that's like cropped out or something. Okay, so something else came up, reloading domain. I want to see which all scripts get included. Or more specifically, I want to see if anything from landmark or channel point redeems gets included. All right, dude. I think we're good. So we got the chat system set up. Next, we need the channel point reward system set up. Or, okay, I just got another idea. What if I made a middleware system? No, that would kind of crowd things. I feel like that would crowd things. Because like what I was thinking is, what if I made a middleware system that handles all the middleware messages? And so far, it's just, you know. Wait, where am I making the classes? I just realized that like I need to make the class files as well. Or I can have like one file, but that would make it a tiny bit confusing. Should I have like a separate? No, that seems excessive. So okay, I could have a separate. I was thinking, what if I had like a separate assembly definition for the middleware alone, the middleware system alone? But that seems kind of excessive. Like at that point, it's better if I just include that in this. Yeah, it seems like this would be better at that point. So what I could do is I could just rename this assembly definition file to what, instead of channel reward, I can say middleware. Oh no, I could say Twitch middleware. So Twitch middleware. And then everything that has to do with the Twitch middleware, it would be a part of this. I need to change this. I'll also need to change the folder name because I don't remember how it does its thing, but it's like all the files that are within that folder are going to be a part of that assembly definition. Like it gets organized in that way. I don't know if the folder name is of any importance there. I also don't know if, well, no, I don't think the folder name and the assembly definition file name have to match up because they weren't matching up anyways. Right, so what I could do is I could have a Twitch middleware system. And then that middleware system is going to receive, it's going to have events that are going to hook into, or it's going to have functions that are going to hook into events in the messaging system. And when they receive the message, then they're going to try and decode the message. Yeah, this would be Twitch middleware. All right, so we are good with that. I also need to delete the chat system file. I mean, I could still have two separate things, but like, yeah, you know what? I could still have two separate things. I could still have a separate chat system and a separate, what do you call it? Channel point redeem system. I wonder if I should do that. Like, I wonder if, because like, what are these systems going to be doing? They're just going to be dispatching the events, right? Is there anything? I mean, okay, there's going to be the processing of the message as well. But aside from that, what else are they doing? I don't think they're doing anything other than reading the events and then dispatching them. So, no, not reading the events, reading the messages and then dispatching the relevant events, or invoking, I should say, the relevant events. Okay, for the time being, I'm just going to drag and drop this here. And then I'll create another file in there that says Twitch middleware system. So for the time being, we'll go with like doing both of them in one, like the chat system and the channel point reward system, because I could be missing some information. It could be that I'm not able to think. There might be stuff that I'm missing that I haven't thought about that could happen later. But like the way that I'm seeing it, it's the middleware system. Hold on. Okay, I'd said that I wasn't gonna mention Twitch, but like I ended up mentioning it anyways, so like let's just okay, Twitch middleware system. Okay, so let's think about what the middleware system is going to do. So the first most important thing is that the middleware system has to have two events. One is chat message received, and one is channel point reward redeemed, or channel point reward message received, whatever. Each of those are going to be like their own individual functions, and they're going to hook into the those events in the messaging system, right? Once we get the data, we have to process that data separately for each of them, right? um I need to recreate these classes in the project. I'm not going to create it here. Hold on. I think it would be better if I create it here. Right, so I've changed things up here a bit. Let's open up. Oh shit, I missed the ad timer. Okay, so there'll be an ad playing in a little bit. This is the middleware system. Okay. And then what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to create new files here. So I need a file for... No, I mean, I could create the classes in here itself. I don't think I need the classes separate. Yeah, I don't think I need the classes separate. Like for the sake of organization, I don't think I need the classes separate. Should I make the classes separate? I don't know. Cuz like having the classes separate would be great organization wise, cuz in the future if I'm okay, there's an ad playing. So I'm going to take a hydration break. I'll see you guys in 30 seconds. Oh god, dude. Okay, welcome back. I just realized I did not type middleware. I typed middle system. Twitch middle system. So I need to change that. Fortunately, the assembly definition files, or well, the assembly definition file and the folder are named properly. Okay, so that's done. Now I can either create, because these are literally just containers. Like, take a look at this. So we have MDL chat message. It's just this one class. Oh, hold on. I think this needs to be a part of DVTMP. Hold on. What about messaging system? Okay, in messaging system, up at the top, DVT app. That's what this is supposed to be a part of. What about Pride Hearts? What did I put that into? The file was not found. Okay. Give me a second. I'm just closing this and then I'll open up. Okay, this is not a part of anything. but the other thing is a part of something. How does the namespace affect the assembly definition? I need to look into that. Yeah, I need to look into that because like what would happen if I made the Pride Hearts reward a part of. Okay, hold on. Let me Google this real quick. Unity uh assembly definition versus namespace. Namespaces allow you to partition code to avoid name collision. You can have multiple per assembly. Assembly definition is a purely Unity creation and simply a means to speed up compilation time. Okay, so we can have multiple things that are part of the same. Okay, so they're not connected. All right. So then I should be doing this where I include it as, though, I mean, yeah, it's fine. It's okay. I'll follow that here though. Namespace, DVT app, done. Okay. Now this is supposed to have two events. No, this is not supposed to have events. This is supposed to hook into events. Uh, they're static events. Would instances be able to would instanced methods be able to hook into them? Let's test that out. So it's a void, right? I believe it's a void. It doesn't return anything, but um it does take in, which means the event is also gonna like pass in a byte array. Okay, so what? On chat message received, byte array, message, bytes. Okay, and then we do on channel point redeemed, message, bytes. Now let's try to hook into uh what is it? Messaging system. Okay. I think I'm missing something here. It's supposed to have a reference. Do I need to do this? No, I think it's just IntelliSense. Yeah, I think it's just IntelliSense. I think it's just IntelliSense. So let's restart the language server. Are we good? I don't know. I don't know if we're good. Um, yeah, I think we need a bit. Oh, wait. I think Yeah, I think I know what might be wrong. I made a change and then the change wasn't reflected here. So I need to let it reflect here. In the meantime, while it's reflecting here, I know that I'm going to be able to access these. So I'm just going to, wait, wrong thing. Right. Uh, Give it a second. I'm just waiting for IntelliSense to kind of kick in. In the meantime, okay, so it's messaging system and on chat message received. Okay. So messaging system dot on chat message. Okay, still taking time. On chat message received. Just all right, dude. On chat message received. Okay, I should also remember to add a thing where I unsubscribe from the events. I can't remember which function I was doing that in. Let me just check here. Maybe I've. So we have in start. Actually, no, I'm okay. Never mind. I'm not doing it here at all. Let's take a look at some other. Oh, you know what? We could do Pride Hearts. I probably subscribe to the thing in Pride Hearts. Yes. So on enable and on disable. That's where I should be calling them. Okay. So here we do void on enable. Why did that not? Okay. And then on disable. So this is going to unsubscribe. Then we want to do the same thing for this. Give it a second. I'm just waiting for this thing to finish. I think in Unity also it's doing a thing. And even here it's doing a thing. Okay. So I need to write logic to first read. I mean, I don't need to read the raw message no, not raw message. I don't need to read the magic number anymore. I'll need to read the next 4 bytes, which is the payload size, and that'll tell me from byte number 5 to what point exactly is the payload size. So then I read that and then convert it to, I believe, ASCII I had set. I think it was ASCII. I convert that to an ASCII string and then pass that into the JSON deserializer to deserialize that into a chat object, a chat message object. Okay, are we good now? I think we should be good. We are good, but I don't think IntelliSense is working yet. Yeah, I don't think IntelliSense is working just yet. Because I don't think I should need to, wait, did I have to do that in Pride Hearts? Well, okay, I had to do that in Pride Hearts because Pride Hearts wasn't a part of DVT, the DVT app namespace. But like, if I'm declaring this as like within that namespace, would I still need to do using so-and-so namespace? Because it's already in the namespace. I don't think I should have to do that if it's already in the namespace. Like, it should be accessible. Oh, the thing is not done in Unity. The good news is there's no error, so I think we're good on that front. Huh. Okay. Now we're just waiting. Oh, you know what? In the meantime, I can probably copy over those classes, which I'm still not sure if I want to have them as separate. You know what? Okay, I can have them as part of this thing right now, and then later on I can do something else with them. Um, yeah, okay. Just copy paste the entire class. So that's one. And then that's two, but I don't need the function, so I can get rid of that. Okay, Unity is still doing its loading thing. So we're just waiting, I guess. You know what? In the meantime, I could probably write out the logic. Because I know what I'm looking for anyways, right? Okay, so how do we want to go about this? So the first thing we need is the length, as in the payload size, right? So, okay, we do int payload size. Wait, in the messaging system, I have these these functions for something. What were they for? Wrapper methods to convert byte to another type. These methods are only to make the code a little cleaner. call method, pass value, get back value. Okay, I'm glad that I did that. I'm glad that I did that. Okay, so here it takes in, wait, no, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to use bit converter. And how do you specify a range? Can you specify a range in C sharp? Is that a thing? I think that's a thing, but I don't know if that's a thing in like the earlier language versions. Hold on. C sharp slice of, oh, slice array. Array slices. I don't know if that works in whatever version C sharp or whatever version of C sharp Unity is using. Because I believe they do have the range thing. I believe they do have the range thing. I don't remember. Oh, you know what? I could test that out in the other thing. So here, I could test it out here. Let's save this and come here and do this. And oh, let me also quit the system. Okay. So let's say byte array, bar o1 equals new byte array. Let's say 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Byte array. Okay. Say 0 to 2. Does that work? Fortunately, I have the extension method now, so I don't need to. Okay, what is it? Byte array to string. Yeah. Oh, also return so it doesn't start any of the systems. Oh God, what did you just do? Okay, yeah, that was from yesterday to make it display the Unicode characters and stuff. Okay, is Unity done? No, I don't think Unity is done yet. My God. Okay. Holy shit, dude. You are just taking your time. In the meantime, let me look elsewhere. Starting C Sharp 8, I believe Unity is using C Sharp 8, right? Array slicing will be supported along with the new types index and range being added. Oh, I think Unity is done. Okay, cool, great. So how are we doing on the IntelliSense front. Okay, okay. Yes. Okay, I think we're good. Yeah, there it is. On channel point redeemed. All right, great. You know what? I think it's going to tell me if there's an issue. Uh, so let's do something and message underscore bytes. Let's say 0 to 10. This should this should tell me if there's going to be an issue. I'm not seeing any issues here. Okay, let's see if this. God, this is so slow, dude. This is why I don't do work on the VTubing app on stream anymore, because it is just incredibly slow. But I mean, now thanks to the assembly definition files idea that somebody had given me on Twitter, uh, the situation has improved considerably. But still, on stream, it does lag quite a bit. It is super slow. Okay, is this done running? Right. So ranges work um, in the console thing, which is using the latest C sharp. Let's take a look at the Unity side. Let's see if it throws any error after the compilation. Actually, if there was going to be an error, I think the error usually pops up pretty quickly. It doesn't take this long if there's going to be an error. Usually it takes this long if it has succeeded. But I could be wrong. Let's find out. Okay, nothing. Great. Awesome. So we can use ranges. Good to know. Right, so what I was trying to do here was bit converter dot to int 32 message bytes. Fuck me. Fuck me. I didn't even need to do that. I didn't even need to do that, dude. I could have just specified the start index. The start index is 1 in this case, and then it's going to read 1, 2, 3, and 4. That's our payload size. Okay, well, I mean, good to know that, the range thing works. So we can do right. So we have our payload data. Our payload data is message bytes 5 to payload size, isn't it? Hold on. I think I need to do some experimenting here. Oh, okay. Hold up. So the last number is exclusive. It's not inclusive. Okay. All right. So if I say 5 up to, oh, it's supposed to be 5 plus payload size. Yeah. I didn't think about that. Oh, can we not have expressions in here? Oh, all right. That's okay. Right. What we can do is we can just create a payload thing, and the payload thing would be. Actually, can't I make an index? Yeah, I can make an index. N equals 5 plus payload size. And then the payload here would be message bytes 5 to end. And end is supposed to be exclusive. All right. Then we do string payload JSON equals ASCII encoding dot ASCII dot get string. Yeah, get string payload, and that's it. It should then print out the entire payload. So then we can do debug.log payload JSON. If everything goes well, oh god, it's going to do the loading thing again. All right. While it does its thing, I guess we can set things up here. So if everything goes well, then we should be able to send in a message and then see the JSON on the other side. Oh, I just zoned out. Holy shit. I just zoned out waiting for this shit to load, man. Come on. This is crazy. It's okay. This is going to load and that is going to load. And then hopefully, if there's no errors, actually, I can, while it's loading, I can just look at the code real quick and make sure everything is fine. I'm pretty sure it would have thrown an error if there was a syntax error, but that doesn't mean that there cannot be runtime exceptions. Though we should be good, I think. Yeah, I think we should be good because byte 0 is the magic number. Byte 1, 2, 3, and 4, bytes 1, 2, 3, and 4 are the payload size. And then starting from byte 5 up to whatever the payload size is our payload. So we should be good if we should get a JSON string if everything goes well. And if everything goes well, then we can proceed to actually deserializing the JSON string into an object. All right, we are just waiting. Wait, hold up. There's an issue with running this thing. Okay, we need to try this again. This happens. I do need to write some code to clean up. I think I'd mentioned this at the beginning of the stream. I need to write some code to clean up the socket resources at the end, like when we don't need this anymore. Um, so we can say public static void shut down, I guess, or close. And then this is supposed to close the socket. Okay, so we have this thing running. Now we just need to wait for Unity to load, dude. Holy shit. The iteration time is just so fucking slow. Okay, I don't need to save this right now. I can just let this run. And oh, yeah, let's just wait for Unity. Okay, we are still waiting. We are just waiting. The script compilation has been going on for 6 minutes. I like that there's a timer in the dialogue. You guys can't see the dialogue thing because it opens up in like a separate window. But there's a timer that mentions how long the operation has been going for. And this operation has been going for 6 minutes and 20 seconds now. To be fair, I'm pretty sure it's to do with my own system as well. It's not necessarily Unity's fault alone, because my hard drive is not the best. Let's just say that, because even like, for example, extracting RAR files and zip files and stuff, it takes a long time. Any hard drive related operation takes a lot of time. So this is kind of expected. That being said, we are just waiting. We are just waiting. Was there something else that I had to do in the meantime? Actually, there was, and like I already looked into what I was supposed to be doing in the meantime. I did that already. That was this. Was there something else that I had to look into? God, you've got to be kidding me. This is crazy. Yeah, this is the last thing we're going to be testing in Unity because we are not going to deal with this disgusting iteration time, dude. This is insane. In the meantime, I can probably think of how I want the design to be. Actually, I could even open up a separate browser and slow as it may be, I could like read some other stuff. Because I was curious about. Okay, so there's two things I was curious about. One, what libraries are available for doing deep learning stuff in C sharp, and also what libraries are available for doing deep learning stuff on ESP32s, so on embedded devices. I'm super curious about that. I want to see where I can go with the embedded deep learning stuff, because I'm super interested in finding out like how well, or well, how even how badly ESP32s would perform. I'm saying how badly because, like, just to be fair, could be, they could perform really well. They could also perform really badly. Also, it would depend on the complexity of the network. So, like, to be fair, it would definitely depend on the complexity of the network. But yeah, I want to test all of that out. I want to see first. The first thing I want to see is what my options are, and I did find something. There's like an official thing, like I forgot what it's called. Uh, I forgot what it's called. Hold on, let me. Okay, I'm saying official thing. I don't know who's maintaining it, but like, wait, uh, deep learning, ESP32 deep learning. I'm looking it up on another system because I don't know if doing it here on this system is going to slow things down even more. Okay, I think we are good. Yeah, I think Unity is done loading finally. All right, so we're going to enter play mode. Oh, okay, yeah. So the thing with ESP32 is called ESPDL, and it goes into like a whole bunch of deep learning related stuff on the ESP32. The thing is, a lot of that is done in C++, plus plus, so they can get the most out of the hardware, and that makes sense. I need to see how I can interface with that using MicroPython. I need to find that out. Another thing I could do is, if it's able, I'm pretty sure it's able to load stuff like Onyx networks, or Onyx format stuff, and I think it does have support for PyTorch as well. So another thing I could do is I could build the model on the computer, and of course train the model on the computer as well, and then just transfer it to the ESP32, so it can run the model and give out, well, it can run the model, take input, and then give out output. I need to see how I'm gonna set that up, because I do like no C++ programming at all. I've done C++ in the past, but I didn't really go too far with it. So I know C++, but I'm not like I'm not I'm barely above beginner level in C++. Let me put it that way. Because like I don't do C++. So I wanna find a way to avoid having to use C++. I need to see how I can use these libraries without having to go into C++ stuff. If I can somehow use MicroPython to like load the model and give input and read the output, that would be great. Okay, so this is running. Let's pass in a command. Okay. Uh, there is an issue in the messaging system. It's saying, oh, okay, all right, hold up. That's interesting. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna test this out later on. I don't think I should be doing this on stream anymore because the iteration time is just horrendous. It is not good. Dude, I don't feel like raiding anyone else. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't feel like raiding anyone else, so I'm just gonna raid Oz. Uh, Oz is cool people. Oz is a friend. She's planning on doing some art stuff today, and then maybe I think Honkai Star Rail. I'm not sure. So I'm just gonna raid her. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's stream. Sama, thanks for hanging out. Anyone else who might have been lurking in the chat, thanks for hanging out. I'm probably gonna stream tomorrow as well, because like I mean I still have like work to do with the VTuber app. I'm gonna carry on doing the work off stream as well. Off stream, the iteration time is probably gonna be quicker, so I'm probably gonna get done with it much faster, and then I can start implementing some fun Twitch integration related stuff. I'm excited for that. All right. I hope you guys have a nice day, and I will see you all next time. Peace.